पढ़ेंगे रिपोर्ट राइटिंग एंड प्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ द डाटा। इसमें रिपोर्ट बेसिकली होता क्या है कि इट इज़ अ क्लियर डॉक्यूमेंट, कंसाइज डॉक्यूमेंट दैट प्रेजेंट द इन्फॉर्मेशन एनालिसिस एंड कंसिडरेशन ऑफ द स्पेसिफिक टॉपिक ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट। अगर कुछ भी प्रोजेक्ट है उसका जो हमारा सब कुछ कंसाइज वे में सारी उसके बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन, डॉक्यूमेंटेशन, सब कुछ एनालिसिस, सब कुछ एक पेपर में लिखी होती है, उसको कहते हैं हम लोग रिपोर्ट, राइट? ठीक है। अब क्या है, अब इसमें पर्पस क्या है, इन्फॉर्मेशन के लिए होता है, एनालिसिस ऑफ इंटरप्रिटेशन, डाटा इवैल्यूएशन, आइडेंटिफिकेशन ऑफ प्रॉब्लम एंड प्रोवाइड द रिकमेंडेशन ऑफ द सोल्यूशन। टाइप ऑफ रिपोर्ट्स क्या था, टेक्निकल रिपोर्ट्स, बिजनेस रिपोर्ट्स, एकेडमिक रिपोर्ट्स, प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट्स एंड पॉलिसी रिपोर्ट्स, एज यू कैन सी। अब बेनिफिट्स इसके क्या है, बेसिकली कम्युनिकेशन और कम्प्लेक्स इन्फॉर्मेशन इफेक्टिवली, कम्प्लेक्स इन्फॉर्मेशन को इफेक्टिवली हम लोग कम्युनिकेट कर सकते हैं। सपोर्ट डिसीजन मेकिंग एंड प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग, एनहांसेस द अकाउंटेबिलिटी एंड ट्रांसपेरेंसी, प्रोवाइड वैल्यूएबल इंसाइट एंड रिकमेंडेशन एंड डेमोस्ट्रेट एक्सपर्टीज एंड प्रोफेशनलिज्म। अब हम लोग स्टेप्स पढ़ेंगे रिपोर्ट राइटिंग के। पहले डिसाइडिंग करेंगे ऑन द टर्म्स ऑफ रेफरेंस डालेंगे। इसमें डिसाइड करेंगे कि ऑन द टर्म्स ऑफ रेफरेंस, लाइक व्हाट इज़ अबाउट, व्हाट इट एग्जैक्टली इट नीड्स एंड व्हाट इज़ नीडेड एंड व्हाट आई नीड टू डू. And the second one is decided on the procedures, how you will write the report, what information do I need, do I need to do anything from the background or need to any contact the library assistants, or do I need to interview or observe people, or do I need to record the data, or how about it's going. Third one is finding the information. Here we do the research and reading and steps writing and assignment. एंड नाउ द फोर्थ स्टेप इज डिसाइडिंग ऑन द स्ट्रक्चर्स। लाइक इसमें स्ट्रक्चर कैसे होता है ना, कि हमारा कंटेंट, टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट जैसे होता है कि टाइटल पेज होता है, एक्सक्लूसिव समरी होती है, कंटेंट होता है, इंट्रोडक्शन, द टर्म्स एंड कंडीशन, द प्रोसीजर, फाइंडिंग्स, कंक्लूजन, रिकमेंडेशन एंड ऑल। फिफ्थ स्टेप है ड्राफ्टिंग द फर्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ द रिपोर्ट। फर्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ द रिपोर्ट को हम लोग ड्राफ्ट कर देंगे, लाइक फाइंडिंग्स और अपेंडिसेस को। उसका सिक्स्थ स्टेप है हमारा एनालाइजिंग योर फाइंडिंग्स एंड ड्रॉ कंक्लूजन्स। हियर व्हाट आई फाउंड इज कैन बी रिटन इन दिस रिपोर्ट, what significance or importance about my findings, and what is the finding it suggests. For example, your conclusion may be describe, or it doesn't include some new information of the conclusion. Make recommendations, like reading your findings and conclusion, action should be taken out. Check your recommendations that are practical and based logical on your conclusion. Ensure the including the details and all. Eighth is compile the reference list. Ninth one is revise your draft report. So पहले हम लोग डिसाइड करना है what are the terms and references, then we have to decide the procedures, then find the information, then decide the structure, then we have to find the parts of first part of the report, एनालाइज द फाइंडिंग, एनालाइज करना उसको, मेक रिकमेंडेशंस। अगर कोई हमें जैसे हमने उधर कुछ रिकमेंड करना है, हमें रिपोर्ट में जो बनाया, जो हमने अपनी तरफ से कंक्लूजन निकाला है वो सब, अब उसका फिर कंपाइल करेंगे रेफरेंस लिस्ट को, सब रेफरेंस को, और फिर आता है रिवाइज योर ड्राफ्ट रिपोर्ट्स। हेयर द क्लियर एंड इफेक्टिव पॉसिबल, इन्फॉर्मेशन इज एक्यूरेट विथ नो गैप्स एंड ऑल। अब हम पढ़ेंगे डाटा प्रेजेंटेशन। प्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ द डाटा इज बेसिकली डाटा प्रेजेंटेशन इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन ऑफ द इन्फॉर्मेशन एंड इनसाइट्स एक्जैक्टिंग फ्रॉम द डाटा इन क्लियर एंड कंसाइज एंड इंगेजिंग मैनर। तो डाटा को प्रेजेंट करना इन अ प्रोसेस ऑफ कम्युनिकेटिंग इन्फॉर्मेशन और इनसाइट को एंड एक्सट्रैक्ट द फ्रॉम द डाटा से एक्सट्रैक्ट करना है हमें इन्फॉर्मेशन को, और उसको अच्छे से प्रेजेंट करना है, तो उसको कहते हैं डाटा प्रेजेंटेशन। इसको क्या बेसिकली क्या होता है कि टाइप्स ऑफ डाटा प्रेजेंटेशन क्या है, हमारे टेक्सचर के बेसिस पे करेंगे, लाइक रिपोर्ट्स एंड डॉक्यूमेंट, विजुअल्स में लाइक चार्ट्स और ग्राफ और टेबल्स, इंटरैक्टिव करेंगे डैशबोर्ड्स एंड इन्फोग्राफिक्स, एंड ओरल करेंगे प्रेजेंटेशन एंड स्पीचेस। विजुअल डाटा रिप्रेजेंटेशन में हम लोग क्या करेंगे, इस विजुअल डाटा रिप्रेजेंटेशन में क्या होता है, टेबल होता है, बार ग्राफ होता है, लाइन ग्राफ होता है, पाई चार्ट होता है, स्कैटर प्लॉट्स, heat map, infograph and dashboards. And in the effective data presentation principle, इसमें क्या है, what is the effective data presentation principle? First one is there should be clarity, simplicity, consistency, accuracy, relevance, storytelling, visual and interactive. It should be interactive. Now the effective data presentation, how the data can be more effective to present. It should be first of all simple and simplify the complex data. So the complex data will be present in the simpler form, and we able to visualize it really well, and highlighting the key insights and findings, facilitate the understanding and engagement of the people, support data driven decision making, and enhance the communication and collaboration. Data presentation software हम लोग what are the software that we can use in data presentation? First one is Microsoft Excel, second one is Tableau, third one is Power BI, fourth one is Google Data Studio, fifth one is D3JS, D3.js, Python libraries like Matplotlib and Seaborn, seventh one is Adobe Illustrator, and eighth one is Infogram. Now common data presentation mistake what we do is, like information is being overloaded, unnecessary information has been there, poor labeling and annotation, inconsistency in the format, lack of clarity and simplicity, insufficient context, inaccuracy or misleading data, or overuse of 3D and animation, ignoring the accessibility. Now we'll come to the topic protocol. Protocol basically it is a set of rules and regulations or the guidelines that outlines the standards and best practices for the specific activity. For example, we have to do a specific activity A, all the information, data, and what are the set of rules and guidelines we have to follow in order to do this A thing. So the set of protocols has been written which we have to follow in order to do that. So in this, the protocol ensures the consistency, efficiency, and effectiveness of the various contexts using, such as networking and communication, data transmission and security, scientific research and experiment, business operation management, and medical treatment and healthcare. We use this. What are the types of protocol? First is technical protocols, for example, HTTP or IP and all. Second one is communication protocol, for example, email and phone equities. Then phone etiquette. Now the third one is scientific protocol, for example, laboratory procedures. Fourth one is business protocol. Fifth one is medical protocol. These are the type of protocol: scientific, business, medical, technical, and communication protocol. Benefits. What are the benefits of protocol? Is standardization. Provide the standard operation, standard procedures, and standardization, and efficiency, effectiveness, improves the outcome and achieve the desirable result. Communication, security, compliance, scalability, reliability, collaboration, and quality. Now, what are the coherent? Now we'll study coherent studies. Coherent studies basically when same type of people basically come together, that share the same type of common character, experience, and exposure, track their over times and outcome. I'll say simple. What are the simple examples? Like a group of students graduated in 2020. They have the commonality that they have graduated in year 2020. People born in 1990. People hired at in 2015, and all these are the examples. Key features are they share the common character, experience, and define the periods or exposure of the time that have been taken. Types of cohort studies. First is age. People born in the same age or year. Exposure coherent, disease coherent, and occupational coherent. A coherent study is a type of research design used to investigate a cause and consequences of disease, condition, or outcome by tracking the group of people coherent over time. Type of cohort studies are types of cohort studies are prospective cohort study. These are done on the time. The studies that are done on the time are called prospective cohort studies. Second one is retrospective cohort studies. These are the studies that are being done before the event. The reports in this we even look at the reports and the back history of that, and in the combined in this the we study the present reports as well as the present conditions and reports, and as well as the past history as well. The advantages are giving establish and cost effective relationship, identify risk factor and association, provide incident rate and disease progression information, inform the prevention and invention strategies, common applications, epidemiology, public health research, clinical research, and health and services. For example, we have a population of 150 are smokers and 50 are 500 are non-smokers. So in smoker disease like can be lung cancer or can be non-disease are being this 200. So these are basically the coherent studies. We classify the set of groups into one sort of common individuals. In the disadvantage of the cohort study is like it is basically time consuming and resource intensive, expensive due to prolonged data and collective follow-ups, loss to follow-up and potential biased. Observation studies basically in this, so we observe without interfering by the investigation. We just do the natural study. We don't interfere it. We just observe from the back. The type of studies in which individuals are observed or certain outcomes are being made. Why observation studies? Because it is cheaper, can examine long-term effect and hypothetical generation, and sometimes experimenters are not ethical. Observation studies are types of observation studies are, for example, natural observation. In this we observe in the nature, and things are being kept and environment can are kept as it is. The observant is being there without changing any sort of environment. It's called naturalistic observation. Second one is control observation. In this, we'll change the environment, but we do not disturb whatever the um, basically that individual or that thing is being doing. Now the observation methods are structural observation. In this, we'll check the previous reports, and the second one is unstructural observation. Here we don't check the previous reports. Now the participation. In this participation observation, इसमें क्या होता है, people observe in this group, the observant people आर बीइंग प्रैक्टिसेस दैट सेम प्रैक्टिस फ्रॉम द लॉन्ग टाइम. जैसे कि वो जो ऑब्जर्वेंट है वो पहले से वो प्रैक्टिस पहले से कर रहा है. वी आर जस्ट ऑब्जर्विंग दैम. नाउ नॉन पार्टिसिपेंट ऑब्जर्वेंट, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, दीज आर दोज set of individuals that are not doing that particular stuff or the thing of interest that we want to do. For example, the person that are being smoking from earlier are and we do want to do the research on that, so these are the participant observant. But in non-participant observant, these are those that don't smoke, but we have to monitor the our interest. Now direct and indirect observation. Direct observation are basically directly witness the record and behavior of the phenomena. Indirect, like in this, we use a secondary source such as reports and recordings to gather data. Advantage of this are real, insightful, and cost effective and long term perspective. Disadvantage is lack of control. We can't able to control what we want and what we want to do. Then confound variability and difficult to establish causality. Now experimental studies. In this, we'll take, for example, we'll take the 2 mice. In this, we'll inject the medicine, and second one, in this the placebo effect will be shown. So these are, in this the experimenting is being done. For example, this scientist Galen, he basically he gave a drink and tell that one who drink that will not die or will be recovered soon, and those who won't will die. So majority of them who drink that drink lived, and some of them not. But it wasn't it wasn't about the medication. It was their thinking and belief that this is the medication, but it was not. This is called the placebo effect. Type of experiment, like animal studies, human studies, and examples of the studies that are being effective for the medication by comparing the outcome between the groups and receiving the medication. Simple steps in experimental studies, like pre-experimenting. In this, we define research questions, formula, hypothesis, current literature review. Second one is experimental design. Choose the study design, select the participant, assign the participant. Third one is data collection, and fourth one is data analysis, and sixth one is post experiment. Now we can add the clinical trials. These are the trials that have been that is conducted on the human to conduct the long term toxicity study. In this, the done after the preclinical trial is done on the human. There is various phase 0, which is called microdosing. Phase 1 is called which is costly. For 200 individuals are being taken. We'll take here we study the human pharmacological and safety practices. Check the tolerance. In the second one is 100 to 150 individuals in this therapeutic exploitation, and check the basically ceiling effect, and now it is also the dose ranging. Phase 3 is therapeutic confirmatory phase. In this, the heterogeneous population is being taken. There the drug safety, effectiveness, side effect, and statistical data is being done. 5,000 individuals are being taken, and we after that clearance, we fill the form application, NDA, new drug application, and we have to submit all the data and reports to FDA by NDA application. And the fourth one is post market surveillance. In this, we'll see the post market effect of the drug.